And this time I want us to look at how you can get data from a form. I'm sure you guys, understand, or you guys have done the HTML forms. Yeah, so a form is nothing but an interface where you can submit your information, or you can have some inputs in certain containers and stuff. Yeah, so one of you will guide me to write uh, an HTML code where we have a form, just about two inputs. It's about a two input form. Then I think I'll use the JavaScript to look at how you can fetch data from a form and then pass it to maybe a paragraph tag or any other tag you want to pass it through. So I think the last time we met, um hey, today is Friday, right? Interesting.
Yes,
Today is Friday, right?
yes,
Yes,
please.
it's
Yes, sir.
Friday.
Yes, sir.
Last week Friday was a holiday, or not?
Yes, it was.
It was a holiday. Yeah, but I made some of you to. I made one of the classes to join the what the name, the Thursday's class. Okay, okay, so that's fine. Yeah, so now someone should help me out with the HTML tag. I mean HTML code where we can add a form, and then once the person is done, then I take over to talk about the JavaScript aspect on how to get data from a form, then pass it to um, another tag. Okay. Yeah, so we'll do as the honor of that. We are working together. And I think after that, then we can call it a day.
Service, do you mean the code snippets?
Yeah, the codes. Yeah. I want you to guide me write the codes.
So say you initialize a form tag.
The what?
You start with the doc type HTML.
Yeah. Mhm. Continue.
Then to the HTML tags.
All right.
Within the HTML, the head tag. Um, Within the HTML, the body tag.
Mhm.
Within the head tag, the metadata.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. What else do you want to add?
the the metadata for the viewport.
Okay. let's just skip to the title part. What will be the title? What do you want to title it?
The spelling of the skill, the initial skill.
Asia scale. Good. What will be our title?
Form page.
Let me save it so that the colors will start blending in. All right.
Okay. Will you link CSS?
No, I don't want us to do the linking. I just no. Don't let's not do much of CSS now. I just want us to create a
Okay.
simple form, then we move from there. So
Okay, the form tags.
let me put a header first. Um, enter your first form
Okay, the form tags.
inside now. So let's say I want to get a pet's name and a type. Let's go for pet's name and a type. Okay. So you're looking at just two inputs, a pet's name and then a pet's type. Okay. So let me go ahead and finish that. So level. So I have what I want to do is that I want to gather um, a pet's name and then so input type simple text, which is, and I'll go for a pet type. Yeah, so let me save and run and let's see what we have. Java. So
Uh, Please, in the code, the breaking tag, you didn't do the closing tag well. The closing tag for the break.
the break. Oh, you can leave it like that. You can leave it like that. So, yeah, thanks, by the way. Yeah, so this is a form. Yeah, so since we are going to fetch data, so this is the plan. The plan is to fetch data from here. Okay. Then once we are done fetching the data, we'll pass it to a a tag. Okay, so so let's come out of the form and then put a p tag here. So now this p tag is empty. So we want to gather the data. We want to fetch an information from this and fetch one from here. Then I want to pass it to this particular tag here so that to show. So right now there's a p tag showing, but because it is empty, nothing is showing. So if I write something like I am here and I save and run, you see p tag is showing here, but we don't know what information will be passed from here to here, so we can't put anything here. That is why I decided to make it empty. Okay, so once I take it out from there, it shows nothing. So the p tag is there, but it's just empty. So if I go to inspect, let me see what I to show up from there. Yeah. So everything is there. Yeah, so we have everything covered. So this is our form and giving us other information about it. All right, so um, that is that. Good. So this is where the JavaScript comes in. So to get the data in here, such that whenever the person enters any information from here, and then we can just get the information and pass to another variable. All right. So with a form, we think we can complete a form without a button, right? So let's go ahead and then put in a button. So we have type submit. Yeah. So what is going to happen is that once we click on that particular button, it should get the job done for us. So right, so this is our form. So once we enter the data here. Get this, and then we click on submit. Then it should give us the information, from into our p tag as we've demonstrated here. All right, so now if you check the previous slide, you realize that our values, because we have to get data from here and here, we need to give these input types data ID so that we can differentiate between this and that. And it's very, very important to give your controls an ID. So I'll go ahead and then inside the input tags, I'll go ahead and give it an ID as, so this is for pet name. So I'll go with pet name and give it a name, still as pet name. Then with the ID too, I'll go ahead and give it. So with the pet type, go ahead and give it pet type. So with the other name, pet type. All right, so these IDs are what we're going to use to get the actual content of the input. All right. So I can go back, and then the head section, I can go and, add my script. And remember to write JavaScript. You have to start with the script tag in this manner. So I'm actually going to create a simple function that will have this particular. So the function, we have the keyword function, and then we give the function a name. So we'll call our function display info. So once you are done creating the function with the keyword function, and then we follow by the function name, then we go ahead and then open and close a bracket. So now inside the brackets is where we are going to have our data. So to get the values, so in getting values, let me just getting the values from the input fields. So getting the values from the input field. In doing that, we'll declare a variable called let, and then we'll give it a variable name. So the data type, we have let the variable name pet. Then we'll say document dot get element by ID. So with this particular method, once you say get element by ID, so we want to get the element by ID. So what is the ID for the first input? We have pet name. So I'll go ahead and then in a quote, I'll put in the pet name. Dot, then I'll say value. Yeah, so this is the way to get the content of that particular control. So get element by ID, then we pass the ID that we give to that particular control. So that means whatever you're going to put in there, get the value, and then pass it to another variable so that we can go ahead and use it. So in the same way, or similarly, if you want to get for the pet type, you can go ahead and say pet type is equal to document dot get element by ID. Then we can go ahead and copy the ID into the control here. Then value. As simple as that. Yeah, so now we've gotten the value here. We've gotten the value there. Now, I would want us to concatenate this, this particular pet name. So after getting them, I want to join them in a single sentence. So I want to concatenate values into, let's say, into a single string, to some string. All right, so another variable to hold that. So let me just say something like results is equal to, so let's say the name of my pet is now. So before these particular variables or the values in here will come, I think will come. I've just gone ahead to call out another string, and I'm wanting to concatenate. You guys understand that? So I'll go ahead and then put in the pet name. Yeah, so the name of my pet is the pet name here, and it is then I go ahead and put in the pet type. So assuming I put in, let's say, Jack in here as the name, and then I put in a cat. So I'll say that the name of my pet is Jack, and then it is a cat. Okay, so that is the simple string I want to do. So the results here, blah blah blah. So the name of, so you're assuming you have peace. I don't know why most was want to name their dogs Peace. So assuming the name here is Peace, and then I enter dog here. So the result should come as the name of my pet. So the name of my pet is Peace, and then the type is what? A dog. So now we've concatenated and given the results to um we've given a result to a variable called results. Now let's save and let's see what happens. Let's refresh our page and let me
Yeah.
put in Peace.
The question.
Come again, okay?
So please, can you
Nothing.
go back to the code? I want to ask.
All right. This will making
Yeah, the results.
okay.
Yeah, please. When you're doing the concatenations, what this one you did, is it a quotation mark or what? The the one at the top, either the quotation mark or I don't know which one it is.
Oh,
Hello, can you hear me?
hello. Come again. You were asking a fantastic question.
The single quote.
Yeah, I was saying that when you were displaying the results,
Uh-huh.
you place the name of the pet of my pet is pet name into I don't know if it's a quotation mark or is it a
No, no,
quotation
no.
mark?
It's not a quotation mark. Now, when you check your what's the name? When you check the keyboard, check beneath the escape key.
Okay,
There's a particular
I think they
backtick,
call it backtick.
It's
backtick,
tactic, yeah.
backtick. Yeah, backtick. So um, that's the name of that particular symbol. It's called backtick, and it's very useful when it comes to JavaScript. Yeah. So anytime you are dealing with operations, you can make good use of that particular symbol. Okay. Quotes won't work here in what I'm trying to do here. Yeah. So you use the backtick to get the job done. So that will act like your quote. Okay.
okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So now you realize that after pressing on putting my information here, you see nothing is happening because we've concatenated and um, we've not assigned the result to the p tag. So now to also do that, since we want to pass the result here, we can go ahead and then give our p tag an ID so that uh, we can successfully get that done. So I've intentionally um, given it as a result here. So now get the information here and pass it to the p tag. So let's see how we can get that done in a bit. So in here, I'll go ahead. So let me just comment on it on this. This will display the results. So we can do that by just going ahead and say document dot get element by ID. So get this particular element called results. This guy. So we copy that and then we paste in here. Then we say dot text content. So we have another method called text content is equal to. Then we pass this particular variable in here. Then we just terminate it. So get the results here and pass it to an ID called results. An ID called results. So it should come here directly and show us. All right, so there's one more thing to do. Now we created a function and we need to call the function. So now that we are done getting the values, concatenating them into another string or mixing up with another string, then we can go ahead and then pass the value here onto a p tag. Yeah. All right. So as I was saying, since we want our work here such that when we enter our details and we click on the submit button, it should be able to fetch the data from here and then give it to us within this particular block. All right, so since I placed our scripts in a function, so now I have to call the function by its name. So I'll go ahead and copy. I'll copy the function name. Then inside the form, I'll create the on submit listener. So we have the submit. Then I'll have the event dot prevent default. Then I have display. Sorry, I'll display info in there like this. And delete that one too. All right, so now let's test work here to see what is going to happen. Let me refresh this. So assuming the name of the dog is Peace, and then the type is dog.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Peace is supposed to be even or event.
Event. Then I skip the T. All right. Thank you for that. So prevent default. So I'll refresh that again. Peace and then dog. Ready. Yeah, so all right, so this is so now after clicking this, yes, our information is here, but there's something wrong with our work here. And I think it's something I wanted you guys to see. Yeah, so you can see that the pet name, it didn't give me the pet name as peace or dog as the pet type. The pet type also displaying the pet type. So this is actually displaying the name or the string I have placed in here. All right, so to actually fetch these particular variables, we must go ahead and put in curly bracket around the variable, introducing a dollar sign, as well as this one. So this particular addition means that this is a variable. We introducing this particular dollar sign, and then remember, variable names can begin with a dollar sign in JavaScript. So this being a variable, we can go ahead and fetch the content, the value, fetch the value and not the string name here. So the same thing I've done for this particular one too. So I've saved it. I'm going to refresh, put in peace again, and I hope this time it displays what we exactly want. Good. Yeah, so we have the name of my pet is Peace, and then we have dog. So let's refresh that again, and let's maybe say Jack. Then it is a cat actually. So I click on that, you can see, yeah, good. So it has picked the variable as I have inserted here, and then we have a cat. All right, so can actually go on and add more input type, but the most the important things here are that try as much as possible to give them an ID for the various controls you're going to work with. Then you go ahead and use the document.getElement by ID. Pass the ID you want to deal with, get the value, then you pass it to a variable just like that. And when you want to add something to it, or you want to pass it to another content or tag, you just work on that, and then you pass it like this with the text content method. And whatever variable to receive, just put in the ID, and that is that. All right, so this is how you can easily get data from a simple form like this, then pass the result to another tag. Is there any question for? So you can actually practice more on that. To pick any form of your choice and then run through the same code and do the changes as necessary. Yeah, so that is what I want you to see and learn.